Hey guys, this is on and this is loud. My shirt, my hoodie, my favorite. It's been a minute. It's been a minute. I wanted to come on. First of all, hi, hello. My name is Casey. Over here, I like to read a book, catch a flight. I'm a mood reading flight attendant. I love anything that has to do with fantasy, witchcraft, um, thrillers, romance, everything, dark romance specifically. But um, I'm here to talk about my January wrap up. I'm looking at my Goodreads because I couldn't get on, I don't know how to get on Storygraph on my computer. I don't know if you can, but I'm using my phone to film. So bear with me. I am still learning how to edit. So I will try and put the pictures up of the books, or I will put them in the description below, like the link. I don't know. We'll figure it out. So let's start with what I read in January. January was a decent month. I did get a 5 star. I read a new author finally, and I January. I don't go based off like January being the beginning of the year, like New Year, new me. January is still winter for me, so I am still in like hibernation mode. I don't want to work. I don't want to talk to people. I don't want to do anything. I just want to like hide in my room and read. Right. So it was an okay month. I did get a 5 star, and I'm counting them because I finished them in January. A lot of these books I kind of started in December, but I didn't finish them until January. I put them down. I think it was like one or two books that I started in December, but finished in January. So I'm counting them, right? Okay, so the first book is Blacktop Wasteland, and that is by S.A. Cosby. And I read two S.A. Cosby books this month or that month of January. And I might continue. I don't know if that's my type of thriller that I like, but I might continue them. We'll see. Everyone says I have to look at the book. There's one by him that everyone says I should like read, and I'll like really like that one. But Blacktop Wasteland is pretty much about this guy named Beauregard, and he is a husband, a father. He is a mechanic, and his shop is behind on payments. Work is slow. He's just dealing with a lot of like financial issues, right? And he used to be known back in the day as the best getaway driver, right? He's trying to turn a new leaf. He's trying to be a great husband, father, and he's trying to do right. You know, but with his money troubles, he gets he gets like an offer that he can't really refuse, and it kind of goes from there. So it is kind of like what everybody's saying, like Fast and Furious. I call it like Fast and Furious slash like Set It Off. You know what I'm saying? But it was good. I gave it 4 stars. Like I said, I'm not sure if that's going to be the type of writing and thriller that I like, but I am going to keep up and read a few more of S.A. Cosby's um, writing. I do like that they're in small towns. I like for the most part that it is a all black cast, characters, and it's just realistic. I gave 4 stars. The next one I read, also by S.A. Cosby, is My Darkest Prayer. Now, My Darkest Prayer is, I give it 4 stars, right? The way I rate is how the book made me feel, my enjoyment, um, just, just in general, like, I do, everyone's writing is different, everyone's taste is different. So, if I don't agree with the storyline, I don't necessarily like to put that in my ratings because that's kind of the purpose of reading is seeing like a vast viewpoint of how people see things and do things. So I kind of don't like to include that unless it's something that's really, really just a sticky situation. But like I said, I really enjoyed that these mainly are focused in like small town. Everyone knows everyone growing up, and everyone's finding out secrets about everyone. My Darkest Prayer is about this guy. He's a former Marine and former sheriff deputy. His name is Nathan, and he is helping at his cousin's funeral home. He handles the bodies. So one day, one of the bodies turns out to be the small town pastor. Everyone knows him for a certain thing, but he's known for doing other things. And so all that comes out. There's a lot of mayhem. And like it says here, it's got wannabe gangsters, vicious crime lords, porn stars, crooked police officers, just pretty much everything in between. And like I said, it's a small town, so everyone's secrets start to come out. And it was a fun little ride. Like I said, I gave 4 stars. Um, it was what it was. You know what I mean? Next, I read The Grown Up by, is it Gillian Flynn? I think that author is known for A Girl on the Train, A Woman on the Train, something on the train. I read it because it was really short and it just sounded like a fun synopsis. So it's about this woman. Um, forget her name, but I forgot her name. I have to look it up. But anyway, she is pretty much just looking for like a, she just tries to find any job that allows her to make money, and she is like a psychic kind of, but also handles guys. She does what she does, right? It's like the storefront, and then in the back they do their own thing, right? But she actually gets a says that she gets an actual client, a woman who is just having some issues with, I believe it's her son or her stepson, and she's like, I really need help. I need some help, And what happens is she is like, okay, I'm gonna, finesse this woman. This woman's willing to pay me. Let's let's get this money, right? And it kind of goes from there, where the son actually's got some creepy stuff going on, and she's a little in over her head. It was really short. It's like 60 pages, so I don't want to give any more away, but that's pretty much what I remember from it. And I'm looking at Goodreads synopsis, but um, it's funky. I gave it like 3 stars. It was whatever. Like I said, it was something quick. I wanted to see if I liked Jillian's writing, because everyone seems to love those books. Girl on a Train, Girl on the Plane, something, whatever she wrote. I probably won't pick up another one. It's not that big of a deal, but I gave it 3 stars. It was enjoyable. It was spooky and kind of funny on some parts. Okay, so another book I read is called The Unknown Woman. It's by Riley Dark, and it is a series by Riley Dark, and it's the Aria Brand series, and that was number 1. So Aria Brand is a um, what do you call? She like restores art, and this is her first book where she restores art, but she also becomes like her own, like a personal sleuth. So that's the idea of the series, is her going to different places, restoring art and solving a mystery in, in the process. So I gave it 2 stars. I don't know. It was short, I believe. It was like 210 pages. And I don't know. I just felt like it just didn't blend well to me. It was spooky, but it just, I don't know. I think everything just kind of like tried to fit together at the end of the book, and it just wasn't really, I don't know, I just didn't really like it. But it was one of the books I got on like Stuff for Kindle Day. So I don't think I'm going to continue the series, but for people who might like those type of psychological thrillers, which I usually do, but I also don't like people who become like detectives on their own, like make it their own like career. I don't know. It's just like when they have to figure it out because it truly like affects them and their life. I like those, but this one is like she just got nosy, like just do your job and leave. But that's the purpose of it. So she's in this huge mansion. This mansion has secrets. It's a well-to-do old family with old money, and there's just a lot of secrets. And she's just, there's this girl, as far as she finds some property of this girl, and everyone's story is different about this girl. So I'm gonna just leave it at that. But and of course, someone's trying to stop her from finding out what's going on. But yeah, I gave it 2 stars. I don't think I'll continue, but there's an option for that. Next book is Mirror Girls, and that's by Kelly McWilliams. I gave it 4 stars. I enjoy this. I did this as an audiobook, I believe. So I loved hearing the different accents. Yes, it's by Kelly McWilliams, and it's about twin sisters who are separated after the brutal death of their parents. So one is living in New York, I believe. Yes, in Harlem. And she is a young Black organizer for the civil rights movement. She is independent. She is fighting for change. And her twin sister is white passing, and she is an heiress to a cotton plantation in rural Georgia. Um, so the one who is in Georgia, she knows like nothing about her past. Like she thinks that she never knew she was Black and of color. And they've always, her grandmother, you know, always treated her differently, was always rude to her, and she did whatever she could to like please her grandmother. And she's around nothing but white people, so they're always doing crazy things, talking crazy about other races, and trying to pass these laws, to keep everything segregated, right? So once they do find out, that comes later, but um, they reunite, and they have to kind of figure out, trying to say it without not giving like too much away. Pretty much they just go through their history. They find out um, a lot, and Charlie, Charlie's the one who is in Harlem. Her grandmother, who's been raising her, wants to be buried in Georgia because she's dying. I feel like I'm going all over the place because I'm trying to figure out what to say and how not to say too much. But um, so because she's going back to the South, she is not she didn't have to deal with the segregation as much in Harlem as she does in the South, right? So she has to deal with that, and she's going to find out more about her family. And of course, like I said, they find her and her sister find out about each other, and it's just this story of truly confronting your past, standing up for yourself and what you feel is right. It's about just their parents being in love and what that love cost them, and it wasn't it was creepy, but I think like for me it had more to do with um oh my God, this is 15 minutes. I'm just like rambling. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. But yeah, what's happening with the mirror, there's a mirror in Magnolia's home, and there is like a woman like who keeps showing up in this mirror. I'm probably saying too much. I'm gonna leave it at that. They have to break this curse that's in this mirror. I should have started with that, but I'm like rambling because I've gone through so many books. And I'm like, oh my God, that's right. That's what happened. But I gave it 4 stars. I thought it was really good. I, I feel that the ending was realistic for this type of story. Okay, let me get out of here. That's that, right? I'm trying my hardest not to edit these, but I might end up having to. Okay, the next books I read was Her Shadow, His Secrets by C.C. Monroe, and also Her Halloween Desires. I gave Her Shadow, His Secrets 2 stars. I gave Her Halloween Desires 3 stars. These are just my type of dark romance, my type of touch her and die, my type of you are mine, mine only. Like I'm crazy, you're mine. Her Shadow, His Secrets is about a girl. What is her name? Trying to get on now. Hannah. So Hannah, her life has pretty much just been her by herself for the most part. She just doesn't have anyone she can trust. Her parents left her, all this stuff. So she ends up getting this really interesting like letter slash will that she's meant to come to this really small town because a family member, a very distant family member, left everything to her. And so it's like a fresh start for her. She's getting to know her history, her background, and she's learning to like trust again. Okay. Then there's Theo. Theo is the unhinged MMC. His sister lives in the small town, but he's come to the small town for a job. He meets Hannah. Hannah is this pretty plus size woman. She's very quiet. She's very to herself. And he's like, okay, I want to play with her. And that's it. But of course, he becomes like, oh no, she's mine. And it's okay. I like these type of books, but I don't know. It just felt too forced. And she just was, I like plus size, because I'm a thick girl. So I like when the main character is plus size, but I also don't always have to hear about her insecurities in each chapter about her being plus size. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of that. So I was like, yeah, but like I said, I wanted to read it because I finished Her Halloween Desires first, and then I went back and read Her Shadow, His Secrets. So Her Shadow, His Secrets is the meeting. Her Halloween Desires is like a quick novella, and they're married, right? I'm not going to give too much away for Her Halloween Desires. It's just a really quick novella, spicy. Um, it's just, they've been married, they have kids, and they want to spice something up. And so it gets a little spooky ooky for Halloween. So it's the same characters, Hannah and Theo, but in this one they're married. So there's that. 3 stars. I thought it was pretty unhinged and fun. I was like, okay, I like that. All right. Next book. Oh, 19 minutes. Next book. Witchcraft for Wayward Girls. Grady Hendrix. I get this 4 stars. I might be a little lenient with my stars, but I liked it. I enjoyed it. I thought that it was really good. Someone's review of this on Goodreads I thought was the best. I don't just use Goodreads, I use Storygraph as well, but I'm using Goodreads on my computer because it's just easier for me to look it up. But someone gave one of the best reviews on this book. It was very ballsy of Grady to be a cis white man of privilege, speaking about uh, teen girls, teen mothers, and the struggles that they went through. But I do think that he wrote it with a place of acknowledgement and not judgment. And I really enjoyed that. So this book is about they call them wayward girls, right? And they all get these different names when they come to this home. They're all pregnant. Most of them are like 16 and younger and not married. And they come to this home that's in Florida. And yeah, it's pretty much unwed mothers. They're hidden here from their families, by their families, with these secret babies, and they have to just have the kids and forget it ever happened, right? A lot of these situations, not only are they being hidden from the friends and probably other family members, but also the men who have done that to these girls, trying to hide their secrets, right? So that gets a little disgusting too. Ooh, sorry. Um, all the girls get different names when they come in. They do not come in with their real name, and they are here. One girl, her name is Fern. She goes by Fern. She's 15 years old, and she comes in the sweltering summer of 1970. I believe this book. I think it's out now. I got a chance to listen to it earlier with my library, but I do believe it's out now. I don't think it was out. No, it must have been. It must have been. But I did. I got a quick moment to jump the line and listen to it, which is what I did. So it has Fern, there's Rose, there's Zinnia, and there is Holly, right? They all come from different backgrounds, but they all have the same issue. They're pregnant, they're unwed, their parents have sent them there to hide the secret, right? Mrs. Wellwood is the stern, I guess, overseer of the house. So Fern, yes, she is 15. She wants to forget it ever happened. She wants to go back to her normal life. Rose is the hippie who wants to stand up for what she believes. She wants to keep her baby. She wants to live her life with her baby. She does not care what anybody thinks. Zinnia is a musician, and she still has the hope and the goal that she's going to go home and marry her baby's father. And then you have Holly, who is barely 14, and she is mute, and no one knows who she's pregnant by. Of course, that comes out later. But what happens is these girls just want to take control of their life. They want to feel some type of power. And I really enjoyed this book because I'm pretty big into witchcraft. I love it. I just love the idea and the knowledge to know that you can control your reality, right? So that's what this book is about. These girls want to control the reality. They just want some type of say so. They want some type of power in this world where the power has kind of been taken away from them, right? They find this book, a book on witchcraft. It goes from there. They get a little too ahead of themselves and they have to pay the price. So I thought it was good. I thought it wrapped up very nicely. It was long, but I think every page was needed. I think every page was needed. It is graphic. It is graphic. I have never had a child, never been pregnant. And I usually like horror. I usually like graphic things. Ooh, I was like, okay. okay, this is getting me. Like this was getting me. It was a lot, but it was very good. I've read a few books from Grady Hendrix before. I think this is one that I gave like the top review on. Okay, what did I do next? Okay, next I read The Slow Regard of Silent Things. This is by Patrick Rothfuss. Rothfuss. He did The Name of the Wind. What's the other one in it? It's pretty much the King Killer Chronicle. This is just a really short book. I saw it at a free little library and I just wanted to read it. I'm halfway through The Name of the Wind. I don't know if I'll ever finish it. You kind of have to know a little bit about what's going on to probably understand it, but you can still read it if you want. It's a quick, like, yeah, it's 159 pages, and it's set with one of the characters from The Name of the Wind, and her name is Ari. And pretty much, it's just about her living under the university and just her day to day life and her small adventures. Like I said, it's kind of hard to explain because you kind of have to know who Ari is. And like I said, I've read a little bit. I'm like halfway through, but because it's probably never going to get finished, I don't know if I want to finish the books yet. But that was about it. Like I said, it's a really quick, like it's like 2.5. That's what it's called. It's the King Killer Chronicle 2.5. So it's just a quick side book. Not really necessary, but I just kind of wanted to read it, and I gave it 3 stars. Okay. Okay. One of my favorite authors. I read Darling Nikki, Blood Legacy #3 by Kenya Gori Bell. I love Kenya Gori Bell's writing. I love it. I love unhinged men. I love unhinged billionaire villains who is like, nope, you were mine, and that's it. That's it. Unhinged. Unhinged. Okay. Darling Nikki, it pretty much follows the Love and the Shelbys, and it's just in this small town area of Alabama. They all have like this beef with each other, and it's just very pretty much what she does is each story is about like a different sister, a different cousin, like, and they're the love. I told her on Blue Sky, if I could be a love, long lost love, or even one who lives somewhere else. I am a flight attendant, so you know, you want to add me in it, girl. I'm ready for an unhinged villain. Okay, so Darling Nikki deals with some taboo. There's definitely the villain versus the good girl. There's age gap. Um, it's Nikki and Matthias, and I just don't even know what to say because I just it's so unhinged. It's so unhinged. It's so good. I give it 4 stars. I don't even really know what else to say without giving it like away. You know what I mean? But you don't necessarily have to read them in order, but it is good because then you'll know all the characters, right? Matthias is becoming or wants to become senator. Darling Nikki, I call her Darling. Her name is Nikki. They kind of grew up together, and it just goes from there. It's so good. I just love unhinged men. I love it. So good. I love Kenya Gori Bell's writing. I love it. I absolutely love it. So 4 stars. I, I might do a separate video on all those books because I'm reading. I just finished Toxic, which is #4, and then there's Candy Shop, which is #5. So I just finished Toxic. That will be in my February wrap up. And then I'm gonna read Candy Shop, and I think there's another one, Desperado or something. But I plan on buying them. I just have to have. I think about them all the time. I think about them all the time. Like I just love it. Okay, next one is okay. So my last book called The Night Guest, and I hope I'm going to be able to put these up on the screen for you guys. If not, I will put them in the link below. This is a horror novella, and it is by an Icelandic author. And I hate the idea that I'm going to pronounce their name incorrectly, so please forgive me. Hildur Nustóttir. Nustóttir. Ooh, I'm sorry. The translator is Mary Robinette Cowell, and it's a really short book, 197 pages, and I gave it 2 stars because, like I said, I don't want to give too much away. Pretty much the premise of this book is this woman, I think her name is pronounced June, She is sleeping at night, but she's extremely exhausted when she wakes up. And so she falls asleep with her watch on that monitors her steps. And in her sleep, she walked 40,000 steps. What's going on in her sleep? So it just goes from there. I gave it 2 stars because I just didn't really like how it wrapped up. Um, I don't mind an open ended ending, but I just think that, I don't know, it could have been done a little bit differently, but it also could have been the translating. Who knows? In the original Icelandic language, maybe it has a different way of it. But yeah, it's in Reykjavik. I love Reykjavik. I love Iceland. And yeah, so the idea of it was really spooky. I still would recommend people read it because I saw a lot of like 4 and 5 stars on the reviews. But I mean, it was up there and then it went to me. So yeah, but I would recommend it because, like I said, a lot of people gave it pretty decent stars, and they liked how it ended. I did not. That's just my taste. Okay, I have rambled on long enough. Thank you for sticking around with me. If you have watched this, go ahead and listen to it at 2 point speed. Let me know what your favorite book was of January for you. The interesting part is, I don't even think my book showed up. Did I miss it? Did I not add it? I had 1 5 star. It's not on here. I think it's on my story graph. My 5 star, before we end, I guess save the best for last. Oh my God. It's not on here. When did I read it? I could have swore I read it. Let's see, guys. Yeah, when did I finish it? Let's see. Yeah, for some reason it didn't show up. I read it in January, you guys. I My goodness, that's crazy. Do I have the book down here? Okay, no, I must have already put in a free little library. It was Blood Scion. You guys, Blood Scion by Deborah Fillet. I gave this book 5 stars. I'm so shocked that it didn't show up in my books that I read. What's up with that? See, this is why Goodreads is tripping. I know I added it, but okay. Anyway, Good Blood Scion by Deborah Fillet was my 5 star. And I said I had a 5 star, you guys. Okay. Yes. That book was so good. I gave it 5 stars. That is an idea of maybe my taste in writing that I like. But pretty much it is about a 15-year-old named Salome. And what happens is she is a scion, and that is a descendant of ancient gods. Under this Lucius rule, which is their government, their uh, the queen, she has to keep her identity a secret. What happens though, at 15, she is pretty much drafted to the Lucius army. So she's kind of like an enemy within enemy walls. And her number one goal is to destroy them, right? They have taken so much from her and she's done. This book was so gut wrenching. Do not, I repeat, do not get attached to any of the characters. I think this is considered a young adult, and it, it was brutal. It was brutal. Oh yeah, it was pretty nasty. I mean, I cried, I laughed, I anxiety. Like, you're talking about just can't like can't breathe. Like, you know what I mean? This book was so good. I cannot wait for the second one to come out, which is War Widow. Oh, I mean, it just twist after turn after betrayal after heartbreak. It just had everything, and it was so realistic for the type of background, plot, storyline, whatever this is. When you are drafted into war, when your family is taken from you, you are taken from your family, you are finding out stuff about your family and your friends, and just it is literally a dog eat dog world. And I mean, I don't, it was the most realistic way to write that. Oh my God, I can't believe I forgot my 5 star. Why did it not show up? This is a hater. Anyway, we'll end it on there. Thank you for sticking around. Like I said in the comments, let me know what was your favorite book of January. I'm going to try and do a shorter video. Look at this, 35 minutes. I'm going to try and do a shorter video of what I'm reading for February. I've already started because it's already February 6th. So I finished a few books and we'll go from there. So like I said, let me know and I'll talk to you guys later.